Hey there, plant lovers! Do you ever look at your plants and think, why aren't you thriving the way I imagined? Maybe they're growing a bit slow, their leaves are turning yellow, or they just don't seem as full of life as they should. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're not alone. Every plant parent has been there. And guess what? I've got some super exciting news for you today that's going to change the game for your garden. Ready to take your plant care routine to the next level? Today we're diving into what to feed your plants each week and how you can easily create a natural, organic feeding schedule that'll make your plants happier, healthier, and stronger than ever. Now I know what you might be thinking. You've been feeding your plants, right? Maybe you're watering them with love, placing them in just the right spot with sunlight, but that's not always enough. Plants, just like us, need more than just the basics to stay healthy and strong. They need the right nutrients and minerals at the right time to grow, bloom, and thrive. Think of feeding your plants like giving them a nutritious meal every week. When you give them the right food, their roots grow deeper, their stems get stronger, and their leaves stay bright and green. But when you neglect their nutritional needs, they can get weak, sick, and unhappy. And trust me, you do not want to see a sad plant, or worse, a dead one. So, how can you give your plants the best chance to thrive? Easy. By switching to an organic feeding schedule. Yes, you heard me, organic. You don't need to reach for those chemical fertilizers at the store that are filled with harsh ingredients. Your plants are looking for natural, nutrient-packed goodness that not only feeds them but also enriches your soil in a sustainable way. Organic plant care is the key to unlocking their full potential, and it's better for the environment too. But here's the catch. You might be wondering, what exactly do I feed them, and how often? Don't worry, I've got you covered. In just a few minutes, I'm going to share a simple, effective weekly schedule that will make it super easy for you to feed your plants the organic goodness they need. No more guesswork, no more wondering if you're overfeeding or underfeeding them. This is a foolproof system that will have your plants dancing with joy in no time. Now you might be thinking, but isn't it a lot of work to feed my plants weekly? Absolutely not. The beauty of this organic schedule is that it's simple, low maintenance, and totally doable even if you're a busy plant parent. We're talking about feeding your plants with ingredients you probably already have, or ones that are super easy to get. Plus, this method works for all types of plants. Whether you've got a few potted houseplants or an entire garden, this routine is going to work wonders for you. So, stick around because by the end of this video, you'll be armed with the knowledge and confidence to become the best plant parent out there. Your plants are going to thank you, trust me. And if you've been struggling to get your plants to bloom, grow, or just look their best, this is the solution you've been waiting for. Stay tuned, because we're diving in deep into your weekly organic feeding schedule. Grab your favorite plant or plants and get ready to show them the love they deserve. In just a few minutes, you'll be on your way to becoming a plant care pro with the secret to lush, vibrant greenery at your fingertips. Let's get those plants looking amazing, shall we? Alright, before we dive into the specifics of feeding your plants each week, let's take a step back and talk about what your plants actually need to grow healthy and strong. Understanding plant nutrition is key to knowing how and why we feed them the way we do. So grab a seat and let's break this down into simple, easy-to-understand pieces. First, let's talk about what makes up a plant's diet. When you think about plant food, you probably picture something like a fertilizer. But here's the thing. Plants get their nutrition from the soil, the air, and the water around them. They absorb what they need through their roots and leaves to grow, bloom, and thrive. Just like humans need vitamins and minerals for energy, plants need certain nutrients to function properly. So what do they need exactly? Let's go over the big three nutrients: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. First up, nitrogen. This is the MVP when it comes to leaf growth. It's the nutrient that plants use to produce chlorophyll, the green pigment that allows them to absorb sunlight through photosynthesis. Without enough nitrogen, plants struggle to produce new leaves, and their existing leaves can turn yellow. If you notice your plant's leaves turning pale or they seem stunted and small, it could be a sign they're lacking in nitrogen. But here's a quick tip. While nitrogen is essential for healthy leaves, too much nitrogen can lead to overgrowth, especially of leaves, and not enough focus on flowers or fruit. So, it's important to find a balance. Next, we have phosphorus. Phosphorus is key for healthy root development and flower and fruit production. Without enough phosphorus, plants might not develop strong, deep roots, which means they'll struggle to take in water and nutrients. That's why phosphorus is especially important when you're planting new plants, as it helps them establish a solid root system. You'll also notice that phosphorus plays a huge role in the plant's ability to flower and fruit. If you want your plants to bloom, produce fruit, or grow strong roots, phosphorus is a must-have. Look for fertilizers or amendments that specifically highlight phosphorus when your plants need a little extra help in those areas. And then there's potassium. Potassium is the unsung hero of plant nutrition. It's essential for overall plant health because it helps plants resist disease, tolerate stress, like drought or temperature extremes, and boosts the overall vigor of your plant. Without enough potassium, your plants might become more susceptible to pests or disease, and their leaves might show signs of damage or wilting. Potassium also helps with the transport of nutrients throughout the plant, ensuring that the plant has access to all the minerals it needs to function at its best. So, if you want a plant that's hardy, resistant to stress, and full of energy, potassium should be on your radar. Now, you might be wondering, why go organic? That's a great question. Traditional chemical fertilizers are often packed with synthetic versions of these nutrients. While they can give plants a quick boost, they don't do much to improve the long-term health of your soil. In fact, over time, chemical fertilizers can degrade your soil, leaving it less fertile and less able to support healthy plant growth. Plus, they can harm the beneficial organisms in the soil that help break down organic matter. Organic fertilizers, on the other hand, feed your plants with naturally occurring nutrients and also improve the soil's structure and overall health. Organic matter, like compost or worm castings, helps retain moisture in the soil, supports healthy root growth, and encourages the growth of beneficial microbes. So when you feed your plants organically, you're not just helping them, you're also improving the environment around them. And don't forget about the trace minerals. While nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium are the big three, plants also need a variety of secondary nutrients and micronutrients like calcium, magnesium, sulfur, iron, and copper. These elements play smaller roles but are still essential for plant health. Alright, now that we've got the basics down, you're probably wondering how to provide these nutrients to your plants in a way that's easy, affordable, and effective. That's exactly what we're going to cover next. But for now, remember, feeding your plants isn't just about throwing a random fertilizer on the soil. It's about understanding what your plants need and giving them those nutrients at the right time, in the right way. Stick around, because we're about to break down the perfect weekly feeding schedule that will give your plants everything they need to thrive, naturally. Now that we've got a solid understanding of what your plants need to thrive, let's break down the weekly organic feeding schedule that'll give them the nutrients they crave, without any guesswork or complicated steps. This is all about consistency, simplicity, and giving your plants what they need when they need it. Here's the best part. This routine isn't just easy, it's also sustainable and good for the environment. Organic feeding doesn't involve harsh chemicals or synthetic fertilizers. Instead, you'll be using natural materials that improve your soil, feed your plants, and even promote healthier ecosystems. So, let's dive into the 4-week organic feeding plan that you can follow every month to keep your plants in top shape. Week 1. Boost with compost tea. Start the month strong with compost tea. Think of this as your plant's super smoothie, a nutrient-packed liquid that delivers a whole bunch of essential vitamins and minerals to your plants directly through their roots. It's a gentle, low-key way to give them a solid boost. To make compost tea, all you need is some finished compost. You can get it from your local garden center, or even better, make your own, and some water. The process is simple. Place the compost in a breathable cloth bag, submerge it in a bucket of water, and let it steep for about 24 hours. After that, strain the tea to remove any solid bits, and you've got yourself a nutrient-rich liquid fertilizer. This tea contains a mix of microorganisms, trace minerals, and essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, plus a whole lot of other beneficial goodies your plants will love. Pour it around the base of your plants, ensuring the liquid gets into the soil, where it can be absorbed by the roots. If you want to give your plants a nice refreshing boost, do this once every few weeks, depending on the needs of your plants. Your plants will drink it up, and their roots will thank you. Week 2. Fish. Emulsion for leaf growth. Next up is fish emulsion, a powerful organic fertilizer that's perfect for encouraging leaf growth and overall vitality. If you want your plants to develop strong, healthy green leaves, and who doesn't, this is the go-to feeding option for the second week of the month. Fish emulsion is made from the byproducts of fish processing, like fish parts, bones, and oils, which are packed with essential nutrients, especially nitrogen. Nitrogen, as we discussed earlier, is critical for leafy growth. So this is ideal for plants like leafy greens, herbs, or any plants that need to develop lush foliage. To use it, dilute the fish emulsion with water. Usually it's a 1:5 ratio, 1 part fish emulsion, 5 parts water. Apply this solution to the soil once every 2 weeks, especially if you want to promote rapid growth and vibrant green leaves. Be mindful though, don't overdo it. Too much nitrogen can result in excessive leafy growth with few flowers or fruits, and it can also stress your plants. Week 3, seaweed extract for stronger roots. By week 3, we're focusing on root development, and that means introducing seaweed extract into your plant care routine. Seaweed extract is a treasure trove of nutrients including trace minerals, plant hormones, and growth stimulants that help plants grow deeper, more robust root systems. Healthy roots are essential for strong, vibrant plants because they're responsible for absorbing water, oxygen, and nutrients from the soil. Seaweed extract helps your plants develop those roots faster and stronger, and it even aids in the plant's ability to resist pests, diseases, and environmental stressors like extreme temperatures or drought. Pretty amazing, right? To use seaweed extract, dilute it according to the package directions. Usually it's about 1 tablespoon of extract per gallon of water. Apply it around the base of your plants, ensuring that it reaches the root zone. This can be done every 3 to 4 weeks. In addition to benefiting your plants, seaweed extract also improves soil health, increasing its ability to hold on to moisture and nutrients. Week 4, worm castings for overall health. Finally, week 4 is the time to treat your plants to worm castings, often referred to as black gold in the gardening world. These are the nutrient-rich droppings of earthworms, and they're one of the best ways to improve soil quality and provide your plants with a steady stream of nutrients. What makes worm castings so great is that they release nutrients slowly over time. This means that your plants get a continuous supply of nutrients, rather than a sudden burst. They also help improve soil structure, retain moisture, and promote healthy root growth. Worm castings are especially beneficial if you've got plants that are prone to stress, or if you're growing in containers, where nutrient depletion can happen faster. To apply worm castings, simply sprinkle them around the base of your plants and gently mix them into the top layer of the soil. You can use about 1-2 tablespoons of castings per plant. If you're growing in large containers or garden beds, you may need to use a bit more. This is a great option to add to your garden once a month, and it helps keep everything in balance. Wrapping up the monthly schedule. So there you have it. Your weekly organic feeding schedule to keep your plants in tip-top shape. Remember, it's all about balance. Each of these organic fertilizers provides a different benefit, but when used together, they create a powerful, well-rounded feeding routine for your plants. Week 1. Boost with compost tea to get your plants off to a healthy start. Week 2. Give your plants some extra leafy growth with fish emulsion. Week 3. Focus on strengthening roots and building resilience with seaweed extract. Week 4. Feed your plants slow-release nutrients and improve soil health with worm castings. Stick to this routine, and you'll be amazed at how quickly your plants will respond. They'll be healthier, stronger, and more beautiful than ever, with fewer pests, diseases, and stress. Organic care isn't just about giving your plants food, it's about nourishing the whole ecosystem around them, from the soil, to the roots, to the leaves. Your plants will thank you with vibrant, flourishing growth. Now that you have a plan, it's time to get started. Stay consistent with your feedings and you'll see incredible results.